Obviously, just frustrated and frustrating afternoon. You know, thought in the first half we missed opportunities to make the available plays that we made. You know, you have to hit on your shots, you have to connect, you have to have the ability to score 7 in a game like that against a team like that. I thought at times defensively we showed some resilience and we were able to build to a stop. There's still points of execution there, we can be better. You know, in the second half, I felt like offensively we never were able to get a drive going. And for us, it has been this way all year. Just where we are, that's a recipe for disaster. You know, we have to be able to sustain some pressure on offense to balance the game out in terms of time of possession, and we weren't able to do it. And beyond that, you know, I just obviously didn't like the way we finished the game either. And I know that the team's frustrated, the staff's frustrated. I think part of the challenge here now is accepting the result as an indicator of where we are. It doesn't have to be where we're headed. Moving beyond this quickly, but also taking the learning from it and preparing to go on the road again next week and play against another SEC opponent. With that, I'll open up for questions.
Clark, is AJ hurt, and why was he not in the game for the last several plays on offense?
I think he's not hurt. He just Coach Lynch was working to get the run game going with Mike and just trying to get an opportunity to get the ball moving. That's all. And so Mike gave us a chance to do that, giving the guy a chance that we feel like is one of our best 11 to get out there and make some plays.
You said, earlier that you weren't going to do that. You weren't going to just bring Mike in to do whole drives or because he was playing better. Is there a reason that you changed your mind there?
It's Joey's decision, but Mike's in on packages, and so there's a certain run game that we execute with Mike that involves more quarterback runs and option plays, and he just was working off that.
How difficult was this 3-game stretch you just went through, and how do you not let it have sort of a residual effect moving forward?
Well, that's where we're challenged. I mean, it was a tough stretch. We wanted to play better, but we have a program that we're building, and so we have to reach for confidence every day, and what we need to do now is, as a staff, is get with our players and show them the things they did well and build on the things that are positive about our performance, but also challenge them for more, and so there's a balance there. This is a resilient group. We've got a resilient bunch of leaders. They'll do a great job to bind together to move us forward. And we're going to let this one hurt for 24 hours, and we're going to move past it, because we have to. And I'm excited for the back stretch of this season. I'm excited for what this team can accomplish. Obviously, to do it, we got to play better than we did today, and we will.
Going forward, what does AJ need to do better than he was in this game?
Well, I mean, I thought AJ showed some flashes of good play. I think in the first half, again, there was a Shep got behind their corner, and I've seen him make the play on the sideline. I thought AJ gave him a chance to make it. I think if we had that one to do over again, Shep would come down with it, and he was going to be running to the end zone. We had the wheel on the sideline that I thought was a ball well thrown. Had a chance for a chunk there. We weren't able to finish on it. That's another one. Thought he made some good third down throws, in particular a dig to Shep where he was able to put the ball in play and give a good receiver a chance to go get it. So there's a lot of positives to build off of there. Obviously, as a young player, it wasn't perfect, and there's going to be some things that we're going to want to look back and have differently and learn from. But I think AJ's a guy that gives us a chance, and he's not afraid to take risks. And I'm pleased with his progress, and he'll keep moving forward.
Clark, you mentioned your offensive struggles. regarding the Georgia defense, what's your feedback from, I mean, what did you see from them? I mean, what really stands out regarding that Georgia defense and how they were able to?
You know, they negated our run game, and we've been able to stay on schedule by running the ball and set up third and manageables, and we weren't able to do that today because they're really good through the middle of their defense. They won at the point of attack. I think their second and third levels got involved in the run game, and we weren't able to get space that way. The only space we found was throwing the ball, and that was closed quickly too. You know, they've done a great job recruiting and developing that side of the ball. They play hard, they play together, and that's the formula for the #1 team in the country. Credit to them. You know, they made it particularly challenging today. You know, we wanted to come in and put some pressure on them by playing our game, and we weren't able to do that. So it's frustrating.
There was a brief time in the third quarter when you were getting some pressure on Bennett after not gotten much pressure throughout the game. What was going differently at that point than had been before to be more successful, and how can that kind of carry forward?
Well, I thought Coach Howell and his staff made some good adjustments. I thought they got in some pressure calls at the right times, and that's a feel thing as the game goes, and that was coming out of halftime. And so we have that design in our system. It's about getting to it, but also understanding, again, every time you send an extra rusher, you're pulling someone from coverage. There's a balance here. We haven't been good enough in our 4-man rush. We need to get better in that. When you send 5 or you send 6, you're going to create windows behind you. There's times where you're going to want to rush 3 and drop 8. And it's varying those calls enough to where you're not absorbing all the pressure on the back end, and also you're giving yourself a chance to win some one-on-ones up front.
And Howell was calling from the box today instead of the field. Is there a reason that you made that change?
Just wanted him to have the ability to keep perspective and to not be trapped in the emotions of the sideline. I felt like at times this season, particularly against Ole Miss and Wake Forest, we've kind of had this snowball, during bad stretches of play where, to me, his ability to lift up and to have the big eyes from the box would be helpful to him. And we talked about it earlier in the week, and he agreed. And I thought operationally and in terms of our communication, we were stronger today. I thought we benefited from that move. We need to play better, and we'll get to work on that too.
Anything else? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.